Multimodality is the modes of communication used to create meaning, Besma 2012, and allows all types of learners to be active in the classroom. Multimodality is a term that's come about due to the ever-changing environment facing students and teachers. The New London Group, 1996, gives us, the teacher, a plethora of methods to communicate with our ever broader audiences in terms of literacy and culture. However, this is a concept that is not specific to just education. It is useful particularly in the worlds of arts, marketing and aesthetics. It's a real, tangible concept in an ever-changing world. We can agree that there are many forms of communication. For example, an educated, well-travelled solicitor from the UK does not use the same English as a working-class, unemployed teenager from the Deep South in the USA. The two countries share the same language, but communicate as if they were using almost a different language. Grazel, 2006, in his review of the development of English as a global language, discusses that we now have something called New Englishes, where non-natives use their own version of the language. The benefit being that learners retain their national identity in terms of accent, but also acquire special skills to negotiate understanding with other non-native speakers. So, how does this affect our classroom? We are constantly having to widen our methods of communication because our audience is constantly growing and changing. Hi Jay, thanks for spending some time with me today. I just wanted to ask you a moment about what you thought about multimodalities. First of all, do you know what that is?
Well, I haven't encountered that specific term before, but I think I know what it means. It's when you, as a teacher, you provide many different sources of support for your classroom. For instance, if you're learning vocabulary, you could have multiple ways of presenting that vocabulary. For instance, you could have a video, you could have flashcards. Obviously, you're talking as well, so you've got your voice. So you're appealing to different learning styles of all the students. They may have, if you're learning vocabulary of objects, then you may have the object itself for them to touch. Okay, so you're ticking off the boxes of all the different learning styles of each student, so that they have the opportunity to learn in their method. You know, if they don't want to look at the video, they can listen to your voice. If they don't want to do that, they can touch the thing that they've got in their hand.
Okay, excellent. So is it something that you employ on a regular basis?
Yeah, when I can. Yeah, I think it's very, very important to do that. I also think it's very important to allow them to choose the manner in which they show their understanding of something.
Okay, so it's not something that you'd previously identify them as learners of?
No, I'm not convinced that about learning styles, and I think it might be a bit of an illusion anyway. I'm not sure I really believe it exists. I think life's not, I think it's a lot more complicated than that, and I think that people are probably a mixture of several learning styles rather than a visual learner or a kinesthetic learner. I don't really think that's true. But I do think it's true that that people respond better to certain mediums, and I think it's important to give someone a chance to show their understanding through whichever medium they choose.
Excellent. So you think it's free choice is important for you?
Absolutely,
giving
yeah.
your students.
When the goal, as long as the goal is to meet a certain academic standard, whether that be to apply and understand and use these vocabulary words, for instance, how they get there is not important. As long as that standard is met, I think they should be free to be able to get there however they want.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
I asked some of my students and colleagues what they thought multimodality was. The main conception was that they either didn't know what it was or that it was simply methodologies or styles of teaching.
In English, man. You speak English. Hi.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
My name is George, and I answering something about multimodality, about language learning.
Okay.
And it implies a lot of resources. There have been like a succession of different terms about that. So, it began with called computer-assisted language learning, then it became blended learning, multimedia, computer-based testing, computer-based learning, and a lot of terms that are in that area. Now, with the use of telephones, we have MOL instead of call. That means mobile assisted language learning. And in terms of the materials, we are talking of cross-media. That is something hypertextual mixed with traditional text, PDF formats, and all those means put together into one. Normally with interaction through an application on your tablet or on a computer or on a platform. The idea is that you click and you obtain immediate response, feedback, corrections, pronunciation, and all kinds of stuff that are possible because of the languages that are possible for programming these activities.
Thank you very much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Shalom. Say goodbye to the people.
Well, nice having you recording me, and if you are interested, here I am again.
Thanks, appreciate it, brother.